Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. Hi, princess. Hello. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, just type I can hear you in the comment section so I can see that and be able to continue. All right, perfect. So today's webinar is about the 5 steps. I'm sharing with you 5 checklists that you can follow to become a private chef. Capish? But before we go into that, if you don't already know, my name is Chef Kimola. You can check me out on Instagram and on Instagram actually as Chef Kimola or Kimola Foods, which is the private chef business I run on Instagram, on Twitter, social media basically. So before we go into this, I would like to briefly share with you who a private chef or a private cook is. So I have a written definition here and I'm just going to read it out for you guys. A private chef cooks for just one client or family in their own residence, often as an employee on salary. The private chef is paid per month rather than by the meal or weekly and doesn't work out of commercial kitchens like a restaurant chef would. A professional private chef or cook does not double as a housekeeper, nanny, or a maid either. There's this common misconception that once you work in people's homes, once you're a residential chef, you are basically going to be working as a housekeeper. You're basically going to be cooking and cleaning up the house and doing laundry and whatnot. But that's not often the case. That's not how it is. If you present yourself in a professional manner, forget it. They won't take advantage of you. You won't double as a maid. Okay. And since we know the definition of a private chef now, there's this common misconception amongst those that know how to cook. I'd call them cooks and not chefs. And I'll explain why. There are people who know how to cook. They have the skills, the culinary skills to cook. They can make anything, yeah? They are cooks. And then we have the chefs that have either trained in culinary schools or trained under a professional chef. So now what makes this chef different from the cook is the fact that a cook would literally follow recipes to the letter, would follow recipes from A to Z. But you see the chef can come up with a meal in no time, and they can just come up with their own recipes. When a particular ingredient is not available for a particular meal, they know what to substitute the missing ingredients for to still get the same result. Do you understand? A chef knows the A to Z. They know, they are familiar with their cooking techniques. They know what techniques to use to get a particular result. They know how to combine textures in meal, whereas cooks just make food fine. It's delicious and whatnot. But can they actually explain the techniques that went into that cooking? Can they actually come up with a different meal entirely from, not following a recipe? Can they, there are different things that come up that involves being a chef apart from knowing how to cook. Everybody can know how to cook, but it takes a great skill. It takes a great technique to become a chef. So that's the difference. You may be thinking you don't need any other thing other than being a great cook or knowing 1,000 recipes to become a private chef or earn money with your skills, with your cooking skills. But I'm going to tell you this for a fact, for free, that you are wrong. Because if it was that easy, if it was just knowing how to cook, everybody will be doing it. Everybody will be making money with their cooking skills. If it was that easy, everybody will be getting hired. That's the truth. So I've written something here also that says, except you are comfortable with earning just minimum wage while you double as a maid, nanny, and private cook, then it will be pretty easy to get a job working for anybody. But if this is not the case and you would like to be seen as a professional and earn your service worth, then there are certain things that should be done. Now, let's get into these things that you need to do. These are the 5 steps that would help you to be getting instantly hired as a private chef. So number 1 on this list is you need to get trained and join a chef's forum. By getting trained, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, you can't just say because you know how to cook, the job will come to you like that. A lot of people know how to cook. We all cook for ourselves. Do you understand? So you cannot say because you know how to cook, you now stay put. You won't try any other thing to advance yourself. I'm going to use myself as a case study. Of course, I know how to cook. I actually opened the my business, Kimola Foods, way before I went to a culinary school. I was doing food deliveries before. I think I did that for 2-3 years thereabouts. I wasn't getting the sales I expected to make. I wasn't getting the money I wanted. I dreamt of me having. I knew something had to change. Hence why I took that bold step, had the right support, and I went to culinary school, and I'm thankful for it. It's not everything they're going to teach you in the culinary school. Even after leaving the culinary school, I still attended various cooking seminars. I still subscribed to various lessons online to still be able to help myself before I eventually carved a niche for myself in this personal chef service and a private dining, private dining and private chef business. Do you get? So for you, number one, you need to get trained, and by getting trained, you don't have to go to culinary school. You can train. If culinary school is too expensive for you, no problem. Train under a chef that has gone through culinary school. Go to apply for jobs in restaurants and get trained by chefs in restaurant standard kind of training. Do you understand? Apply for jobs, get hired, or get trained under a chef that has gone through culinary school. Don't do because you want to save money. You're now, watching YouTube videos. Everything you will learn there, they're just recipes. You will just still be the same level, probably just learn a couple of more dishes. That's it. And by applying to restaurants, there are levels, restaurant jobs, they're usually levels. Is that you're going to start as a line cook or something, or probably washing dishes or something. It depends on your own level of experience and the job you applied for. Probably you're going to start as a line cook. As you're learning, but there's the growth. There's an hierarchy in excuse me. There's an hierarchy in a restaurant's job. From a line cook, I think you become commis. From commis, you become what's that thing called again? Chef de cuisine. You become. There's an hierarchy to that. It takes time to get trained. And every successful chefs, how they all started as a novice. Everyone started from somewhere. You see them up now, they are popular and whatnot. But there's an humble beginning. This life, it comes in stages. There's an humble beginning. You won't know when they started, though. You did not see them when they were hustling back then. But suddenly they're in the spotlight, you want to become like them. But are you ready to put in the work so you can become like them, or even become better and greater than them? Are you ready to put in that work? If you're ready, it starts from training. Invest your money, invest your time, to get trained by the right people in the right place. After getting trained, it will open doors for you. If you get trained in the right place or by the right people, it will open doors for you. You meet the right people. You'll be able to network with the right kind of people. Joining a chef's forum is very, very important. Very, very important. Because networking with the right crowd, meeting with the right people is going to propel you faster. I cannot allow that enough. It has helped me. And I'm pretty sure it's going to help. It helps everyone. The right network is like a great recipe to success, especially in this part of the country, in this Nigeria where we do. So, can you guys hear me? Are you following? Fantastic. All right. So the next point on this list is you need to create a strong business persona. And by strong business persona, what do I mean? You need to be professional. Present yourself as that. See, I'm a professional chef. I'm a professional cook. I'm not here to, just show them that I'm here for business, nothing more. Do you understand? You don't want to double as a cook and a maid. So what sets you apart from these people? If you have a strong business identity, this will give like a competitive advantage over other chefs, over other private cooks out there. You want a client to come online, scroll through different pages, different chefs' pages and then go back to your own page and reach out to you like, it is you I want to work with. Tell me your price. Do you understand? So how do you portray yourself in that light? It will take time and it's going to take work. Do you understand? You need to be able to dish out content. Now, how are you going to get this content is what I'm going to teach you in my 10 days culinary masterclass that will be holding at the end of June or in July. So if you're interested in this class, sharply join my waitlist. You don't want to miss this, because I know I get these questions a lot. Chef KO, I don't have the money to get ingredients, because I don't have the money to be buying ingredients every time. It is not a one-time thing. I understand you. I have been there myself. Yes, I have been there myself. And this is something I'm going to show you in this culinary class. I keep telling you, you guys don't want to miss this thing. So you don't have understand, you don't have the money to keep wasting on ingredients, because the food you cook for yourself in the house is not the kind of food you want to sell. It's not the kind of food you want to showcase to your clients that you'd make for them. Do you understand? You're seeing yourself like, how do I put it? You're seeing yourself as in a better light, that you can make better than this for your clients. Fantastic. You want to portray yourself in that manner that they will see your food pictures of your food and be like, what is this? That's nice. Are you serious? This is pancake. Oh, wow. Pasta, really? They love how you plated it. Fine. You need to get a job as a private chef. I know you're still going to ask me, but how do I get this job as a private chef now? Chef K, you just told me now that I should present myself in a professional manner, post content to be able to attract this client. Now you said I should get the job. I understand though, and this is why it's a secret I'm not going to reveal here. This is why I keep telling you, you guys need to join the culinary workshop. Once you join and you present yourself in the class, in the workshop, as you're dedicated, you're committed to becoming that private chef, you're committed to in this food business, forget it. And once I say that and I bring you on my team, forget it, you get the job. And that's on period. That is you getting trained by me. Don't forget, that is still the number one step. Do you understand? And if that is not your goal, you don't want to join me, you don't want to get trained by me, no wahala. Then you have to be able to afford the ingredients. You have to be able to, be able to post content and present yourself in that professional light. Do you get? So I wrote a couple of things down here for you. I'm just going to read it out. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. Let me try and be able to answer you. So I said, with a strong business identity, you will identify your competitive advantage, which sets you apart from every other budding chef and private cook, like I mentioned earlier. This will take time and commitment, of course, but will eventually lead to higher salary negotiations, more clients, and even faster hiring potential. Now, what this means is that once you are able to present yourself in that professional light, it's not magic. But once you're able to, you've put in that work, it takes time. It's like sowing a seed. It takes time to germinate. It takes time for the flower to, pop out. It takes time for it to grow. Then it takes time before it now yields fruits. It's the same thing. That's the law of nature. It's the same thing for this business as well. My dear, it's the same. Sorry, I'm reading. How do I get this job? I've mentioned it. First of all, I'm reading a comment here by Joe. First of all, get trained. If you are not getting trained by the culinary school, get trained by a chef. If you're not getting trained by a chef, get trained in a restaurant under a chef. Do you understand me? This will open more doors for you, because you'll be able to network with the right people. These people that have more years in this business. If a job comes tomorrow, you'll be on their lists of people they can recommend when a job pops up. Do you understand? So me telling you to get trained and join Chefs Forum is not just for getting trained or joining a particular group sake. No. It's like a strategic planning. We all know the story of Hilda that just won the Guinness World Record. Do you know how long it took her? She planned ahead. We all just saw her that, yes, she's cooking, and then she beats the record and set her own record. But do you know the work she puts in behind? Do you know how long it takes for her to set that medical team, to have ingredients in place, to be able to have sponsors that were able to supply some of the ingredients to use? It's similar to this. So yeah, it's a strategic planning. So you've planned all these things I mentioned. They're planning for what you want to achieve. Now, you would ask me, how do you set this strong business persona? Like I've mentioned earlier, create social media accounts, Instagram accounts, Facebook account, Twitter accounts. Do you understand? Even your WhatsApp that you are using, your phone number that you're using right now, you'd see I've come across so many chefs. They claim to be chefs, and you go through there. Okay, you want to work with me as a chef on my team? Fine, send me your social media account, social media name. They'll send me their ID, and I'll go through their pages. There's nothing to write home about that actually says you are a chef. There's no food pictures. They're just pictures of you, and probably 5 4. Your Instagram page is not active, and those that have food pictures, the pictures are nothing to write home about. You have not even attracted me. How would you be able to attract clients that will pay you? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not enough to send a CV. It is not enough to have anybody can lie on CV. Do you get me? But the physical evidence here, it's on your social media pages. Let them see you cooking. Let them see you in the kitchen. Let them see you. Do you understand? Let them see pictures of the food you've plated. Do you get me? That way you'd attract your kind of clients. If you just you know the way you serve yourself. I know the way I serve myself at home. When I'm a very lazy chef when it comes to cooking for myself. I don't even cook for myself, except I have guests coming over. I prefer eating out or somebody to cook, make my food for me, except once in a while when it touches my head and then I want to do serene. But a lot of times I don't cook for myself. So you post pictures of food the same way you serve yourself. Like, how do I put this? Let me use plantain and chips. What am I saying? Let me use chips and chicken, for instance. Yeah, the same. I don't know. I'm not going to generalize this, but if I'm to eat chicken and chips in my house, the chicken is just going to be on the plates. The chips will just be scattered like that on the plates. No plating whatsoever. The ketchup will just be drizzled on it like that, and then I'll be eating. That's it. The same way you serve yourself that chicken and chips, and you now post it like that online, and you want to attract the kind of clients that will pay you well or hire you to do strictly food business. It's not done that way. If you post that kind of food, you would only hire people that would offer you cheap pay, and you double as a chef, you double as a maid, you double as a laundry guy. I'm telling you, this thing is not a funny matter. Exactly the situation. Do you understand? So what do I mean by creating sample menus? Like I've mentioned before, you need to be able to have a list, have a menu journal, list all the meals you know how to make in this life. List them. It does not matter if it is akara and pap, write it down. And then after you've written everything from A to Z, now separate continental meals from local meals. Do you get me? Say you've written 30 foods. You know how to make 30 foods now. All right, from this 30, they are a combination of local, like ofada rice, egusi soup, edikai kong soup, different things. And then we have the pasta dishes. Different meals are just listed here. Now, all you have to do after that is, then you go through that, check which out of these lists of foods you've written down, what does it look like you know how to make more? Is it the local dishes? If it is the local dishes, fine. What tribes food are you making more? Is it Yoruba? Is it South? Is it Southeast? Check. Once you're able to know that, write it down. Your continental dishes, check. Which of it is common among these continental meals you've written down? Is it Asian cuisine? Is it Italian cuisine? Are you understanding me? Is it Mexican cuisine or Lebanese dishes you know how to make more? Out of, you've listed 30, 15 of them is Italian, you've listed 30, 20 of them is Italian dishes. The remaining 10, they are divided in 5. Obviously, you might not even be an Italian chef per se, but you have an idea. You are able to make 20 Italian dishes. That's a lot. You have an idea. So if an opportunity pops up tomorrow, say they need a chef that can make both continental and local dishes with more knowledge of Italian cuisine, do you know you can apply for that job? You can beat your chest and apply for that job. Why? Because you are able to make 20 Italian dishes. So what's the point of making this menu journal and this sample menu? It's basically to help you prepare ahead. If an opportunity pops up tomorrow, you will not just start that moment where the opportunity pops up. Do you understand me? It's similar to this Hilda thing. A lot of people are now going to Guinness World Record to try to apply. But this babe already saw what she wanted from the onset and prepared ahead. She worked towards it. She had to lose weight. So many planning went into that record breaking. Do you understand? So it's like you bringing that same mindset into this. You're trying to get yourself prepared in case an opportunity pops up. You're prepared, you're ready to go. Unlike if you're actually prepared for say, like I mentioned, an opportunity pops up, you already have your menu journal, you already know what you're strong at making, you know what kind of jobs to apply for. You are easily going to be among those that will be chosen. Do you get me? Compared to, you already have an edge over those that haven't done this and would seem like they don't really know what they are doing. They might still lie or go for the cooking test and get hired, fine, but along the line the person that hired them would know that they are unable to meet up and still drop them. Do you get? But you have a better head because you'll be able to last longer once they hire you, because lies can only take you so far, but your skill and then your truthfulness and then your preparation will take you further. Another advantage is that this menu journal, these sample menus, is going to also save you more time. Once you've gone for a cooking test and then a client asks you to create a menu, you need to do like menu planning. You need to create a menu for the month or something. Obviously, you're going to go to your menu journal and create a menu based on the list you've already written, the list of things you're able to do, and it will be pretty fast. So the number 4, the fourth step is to determine your price. Determine your price. There's a question here. Hold on. Gloria, okay? She said, trying to understand use your English. Okay, so all right. So what if you don't have, so what if you don't have knowledge of different foods for you to create sample menu? Okay, I think what she's trying to ask me is, if I'm not mistaken, Gloria, what you're trying to say is, what if you don't have enough knowledge on different foods you can make, enough for you to create a sample menu from? So I would say this: if you're a cook and you don't have enough knowledge of different foods, say you're able to make just 5, 10 dishes thereabouts, still create your list. You understand? From that 10 small dishes, they are too small for you, still create a list from it. Then get trained. Go to a culinary school. Look for a chef that can help you to learn different recipes. Have that hands-on training. Don't just say you want to learn watch YouTube videos to learn, and then what you've learned on YouTube videos is now what you want to cook in clients' houses without practicing it on yourself first. You will fail, I'm sorry to say, but fine. It can take you just a little to you might actually get the job a little bit, but don't forget, your plan is to set yourself in a professional manner where if you call a price for a cleaner, this is what I'm going to charge you, this is what my skill is worth, and this is what my time is worth. They will not stress you, they will pay you. That is what your goal is. You need to get trained properly, have that hands-on training. However, if you don't mind anyhow job where you can double as a cook, as a maid, wash clothes, no wahala, learn on YouTube and earn the 40k, 30k salary. Do you understand me? So it doesn't look like, so it's not going to look like I'm trying to, what's the word, discourage you from learning on YouTube. I don't have anything against YouTube, but I'm going to tell you for a fact and for free that in this line of work, if you want to cook for people and make money from it, whatever you learn on YouTube, make sure you practice it in your house. Make those meals for yourself. Invite your friends. Make those meals you've learned on YouTube. Invite your friends over. Cook for them. Your family members, cook for them. Cook for, do freebies online. Cook for people that don't know you. Let them eat this food and give you feedback. If they're able to give you genuine feedback and they are good, then you are good to go. Otherwise, you need that hands-on training. You need that physical one-on-one classes. Not the one that you would get the chef to train you and then the chef is doing virtual classes for you. No. You need to have physical class and, practice in that class with the chef. Do you get me? Or you go to a culinary school if you have the money. Also, so I hope I've been able to answer your question. So the fourth point here is determining your prices. You need to be able to determine your price. So I have a short note I've written down here, and I'm just going to read it out. There's no such thing as an overnight success. We all start somewhere. It is important that budding private chefs like you get the training you need on pricing your services so you don't continue undercharging and feeling monetarily shortened after working an entire month. You know how this happens. A lot of people, I get that question a lot. How do I charge? How much should I call for this client? I hope I'm not going to charge too much. There's that initial fear when you call out pricings, because I understand, because I have been there myself. There are times where, as a personal chef, I have fine dining clients. Say I'm to make 3-course meal for 4 clients. And in my head, I'm thinking, let me charge them, for 2 clients, let me charge them 60k. No, let me charge them 60k. And then in my head, I'm like, wait, 60k, they can go to a restaurant and eat less meal. It's this kind of 3-course meal and pay less fee. Do you understand? Until I have mentors. Till I was able to discuss with my mentors. And those ones guided me, they're not paying you just for the food. You have to consider your time as well. You have to consider, are you cooking at the client's place or are you cooking at your place? Are you looking for a venue for the clients or are you cooking at the client's place? Are you creating a menu for the clients or you are working with the menu the clients presents to you? All these things are things you have to consider before you come up with a price. And that was how I've been able to help myself, thanks to my mentor. So in your situation as a private chef, you have to consider, did you go to culinary school to get this knowledge, to get this skill you have now? Did you get trained by a chef? Basically, you need to know what cost went into you being able to have this knowledge and skills you have at the moment. Fine, now that you know that, how much is this knowledge worth? Do you get me? How much is this skill worth? You cannot have spent millions of naira or close to 1 million naira on culinary education only to come out and be earning 50,000 naira per month. Like Kobosi. Do you understand me? The same way you as a cook could not have gotten a chef to train you or gone to, these cooking classes to get ready. Basically, you need to understand how much investment went into you acquiring this skill and knowledge you have right now. Once you know that, you also need to be able to calculate your transportation to this place every time. You understand? You also need to be able to calculate your own how much do you want to save from this fee. You also need to be able to calculate your, if you are paying rent, how much goes into your rent money monthly. Do you understand? So basically, your pricing determines how much you've invested in acquiring the knowledge you have right now, and on average, how much would you be spending on transportation, and how much would you be spending on your rent savings monthly. And you that you are doing the work, how much is your take home, like your own personal savings at the end of the month. You have to calculate that. Also, you need to know, this job, is it a monthly job? If it's a monthly gig, is it part-time or full-time? Are you working Mondays to Saturdays or twice in a week? Do you understand me? That way you'll be able to determine your pricing. I hope this is clear. If you have questions, please ask me. Hit me with your questions. So the 5th point I have here is find a mentor. If you're already on my mentorship group, I'll say congratulations to you once again, because you have me to always reach out to. You have me to count on every day. If you're in need of any help, not monetarily wise, so if you need money, come and work for it. If you guys need money, come and work for it. Do you understand me? But if you are currently running a business and you need someone to guide you, I'm your go-to person. If you don't want me, you can always get any chef online that is willing to coach. Reach out to them, text them, introduce yourself. You are so person, you admire their work, you like them to mentor you, you would like to be their mentee or something. People are nice online. Funny enough, if you don't try, you would not know. If you do not try, you will not know. Reach out to people and they would help you. So briefly, let's go through what the 5 checklists that would help you to get instantly hired as a private chef. So like I mentioned, the first one, you need to get trained and join Chef's Forum. Get trained by a chef, get trained in culinary school, get trained by getting a job in a restaurant, join a Chef's Forum or culinary forum. Just get the right network, mix with the right network of people. Number 2 is to create a strong business persona. Have that social media presence. You understand? People are online. This is the social media age. You cannot be a chef in this 2023 and not have social media accounts. Have a social media account, and build a strong business persona on it. Number 3, create sample menus or a menu journal. Number 4, determine your pricing. Number 5, get yourself a mentor. Now, let me answer some questions. So, there's one here from Follow. Chef, I'm currently working with this family for 3 months and I would like them to increase my salary. I'm earning 60k. How do I discuss pricing and renegotiation of my salary based on what you've said? Okay, hi, Follow. Like I mentioned, I don't know the context for which you got this job. You're already working with the family. You want them to, this is a different case entirely. You already have a job. Now what you want is for them to increase your salary. It's quite different from what this whole class is all about. It's about helping those that want to get hired and how they can, put themselves out there, and then the plannings they should make before they can get hired faster. However, I'm going to answer you and say you've just been working for 3 months. You need to first of all discuss with the family and ask them how has your service been to them so far. You need to first of all know that you are really offering them enough value for the 60k they are paying you. Do you understand? And they are not already looking for your replacements. Do you get me? So try to understand, get a feedback from them first, and ask where you need improvements from. What do they think you can do and whatnot. I think 3 months is a bit too early for you to discuss salary increment, to be honest. So after you've worked with them for a while and you are certain, yes, your service to them has been top tier, then fine, you can discuss, just sit them down like you'd like to talk about increasing your salary, but make sure you've searched for another job before sitting them down. Like, what I mean by searching for another job is like, make sure you want them to increase your salary to, say, from 60k to 100k. Make sure you've already applied for other job and they're already offering you 100k before you sit them down to talk about increasing salary. Because Nigerians can be funny, people can actually be funny. Once you bring up that salary increment and they are not able to pay you that, then they will now start frustrating you, start looking at, okay, there's now nothing that you make for them that is good enough. Again, they will literally want to frustrate you out of this thing, or get somebody else to replace you and even pay something cheaper. I hope I've been able to answer that question. There's another one here. Thank you so much for this webinar. It's been eye-opening. I'd like to ask, is there any opening currently on your team? I would like to work with you. I already have the skills. You people are funny. See, like I mentioned, it is not enough to know how to cook. Do you understand? You need to get trained, mix with the right audience, get the chef's forum, present yourself in that professional manner, have that business persona. Do you get? Attract the right kind of clients to you. But to answer your question, to personalize and answer your question, you want to work on my team. If you'd like to work on my team, you need to join this 10 days culinary workshop coming on, because I'll be selecting a few people from this group that will join my team, because there are some virtues, there are some values I look out for in my team members, in my fellow colleagues. You understand me? So if you'd like to work with Chef Kimola, I've been sounding this thing since on the mentorship group now. Subscribe and join the waitlist. It's just 30,000 naira. Actually, the value, what the heck is wrong with me? The value of the class is 140, but because of the audience, the people this class is for, I just feel like 140k might be too much for you people to afford at the moment, and I don't want a situation where someone will feel like, oh, I paid too much for this, I was expecting to get the job and then I don't have a job. Like I said, it's not everybody that will join this workshop that will get hired through me. It's just a select few. Do you understand me? The turn your passion into profits is the culinary workshop coming up at the end of the month in June or early in July. So if you're interested, sign up now. There are different packages. You can pay instrumentally. That's the best part. You can pay instrumentally. There's a money back guarantee. So that's to assure you that your money is not just going for going sake. So check out the link. I'll be sending the link to the mentorship group as well, the two groups. So you guys check out the links, and yeah, subscribe if you're interested. If you everyone helps those who helps themselves, that's all I have to say. You understand me? And if you are not on my mentorship group, please check out my Instagram page, chef_Kimola. Tap the link on my bio and scroll down till you see the turn your passion into profits tag. Tap on that tag, and it's self-explanatory, and yeah, that's it. So just for reference sake, what you'll be learning how to communicate in a language like that your potential clients understand. You'll be able to learn how to price your services well. You'll be able to learn different dishes as well. You'd see there are so many values in these cooking classes. I can't list them all here. So just check the link I'll send to you. Check the link on my bio as well, and all the best. I hope I've been able to answer all questions. All I'm just seeing here, thank you. Emojis, fire. You all are so welcome. You guys are so welcome. But if there's anything you'd like to discuss with me personally, chat me up, send me a private message, and I'll be able to respond to you. Thank you all so much for coming on this webinar. I really appreciate. Ciao.